So we had technical difficulties, and I was forgetting to record the audio. But thankfully, what we've missed is planning for the Profane Citadel. So people will be able to see what the plan is when it.
Because we're going to have to sum up for Jace anyway.
Yeah, yes. People will be able to see what the plan is when this episode goes live, and it'll just be a short episode because we lost an hour of the recording. Yeah, but that's fine. That happens sometimes.
And there was a sweet conversation between Jaren and Abel.
I know there was nice.
That we know.
I know there was a sweet.
But we know it in our hearts. We know what happened.
Jared and Abel.
It's like old D&D.
Yeah.
It's like old D&D, kids. You got to remember what happened, okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Back in my day when we played D&D,
I don't know why.
Easy.
I looked at those audio things like 3 times while we were talking, and I was just like, everything looks great. And then I was like, wait a second, I'm supposed to be getting like the little like gain markers, and the gain markers weren't showing up. And then I checked, and nope, the gain markers weren't there.
Well, you know, better halfway through than not at
That's
all.
True. Yeah, if we'd lost the whole episode, that would have been just me going, hey guys, episode.
This is what you missed on Glee.
Session 113 was this. But it's fine. So the audience doesn't get to see any of the planning for what happened.
Hi,
and that's
everybody.
okay.
It's come up in my life so much lately. People have mentioned Glee around me so much this past like couple of weeks.
It's a curse that we are forced to never forget. That Ryan Murphy put on us. Damn, Ryan Murphy.
It's the curse of Ryan Murphy.
He gave us one good thing and so much shit. He gave us Pose, and we have to. Well, he gave money. He gave money to Pose. All right, he only co-directed it or whatever, co-produced it, something. Everyone else.
I liked American Horror Story Coven. I'm not gonna lie.
There are parts of American Horror Story that are good.
Parts of American Horror Coven specifically.
Sure.
All right.
Yep.
So before we go into the Citadel,
flashbacks.
Before we go into the Citadel, I need luck checks.
Oh, Christ.
Oh, scary.
Each of you is going to be doing a luck check, and each of you will be doing it for a different thing.
No.
And so the order of the luck checks, will be the order of the events on my list. So it doesn't matter what order you do them in. Just know that if you're the first person to roll a luck check, then that is for one of the events that's tied to your arrival at the Profane Citadel. There's 5 events, so one of you will roll for Jace. So who would like to roll the first luck check?
And this is just a straight up D20?
Straight D20.
I'll get it over with. I'll do the first.
Okay, so Atwood.
So is this as we are approaching the southeastern?
Well, you guys haven't left yet, but yeah, sure.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
That's a 6.
If it
a
was
6
gotcha.
for our first check. Okay.
I got number 2.
All right, Kakoa number 2.
17.
Okay.
Let's go, the Kakoa.
Who's going to do the third one?
I'll do number 3.
Okay.
All right.
10.
Okay. Forgery.
3. Got a 17.
17. And then who's going to roll?
I'll roll for Jace because
that's the most appropriate.
Jace. Thank you. I'll roll this dice. They got a 15. That sounds like a Jace roll.
Nice. So 1 middling, 1 absolute failure, and then the rest successes for sure.
One absolute failure.
One absolute failure. But that's how.
But we get it out of the way early.
That's how the dice go. Yeah. So just from like you don't know, but yeah. So all right, cool. So you all gather all your materials. You go to the rats, and the conversation with the rats goes like what?
Josh, were we able to get anything from the palace stores for us to take? Sorry.
So you got
extra healing potions, and I wanted to also ask, I can store a artificial spell in an item, and I had the healing spell in there.
Cure wounds. Yeah.
Do you guys feel comfortable leaving it as that, or do we need more firepower on this mission?
I say healing is always good.
Okay, I'll leave it as healing if you guys are.
I think we got a lot of big guns right now, so
we don't need any stealth like invisibility or.
I
have Pass Without a Trace at will on my stick.
I've got invisibility and lots of spell slots, so I think we should rock my invisibility if we want to do it.
All right, I'll keep the healing dagger as my artificer little spell thing. Okay, all right,
and you were able to get 2 potions of superior healing.
Whoa.
Ooh.
And 1 potion of greater healing.
2 superior, 1 greater.
Are you going to distribute those to anybody, or are you going to keep them all and pass them out at the time they needed?
What do you guys? Anyone want to hold on to?
I know Mar has a lot on her. I don't know if she wanted to.
I'll just hold on to it for now.
I'll assume Mar. We're all staying together, so I don't think it's the biggest deal in the world.
I don't have any healing potions whatsoever.
How about you give one to the Kakoa?
Thank you.
Oh, that's good to know.
Give one to the Kakoa.
Great. You said. I'm sorry. Greater.
2 superior, 1 greater.
1 greater, 2 superior. Okay, so mark those in your.
Just give me one of them and keep the rest, because you're a backline person. So if we have to distribute them, but I just need one thing on me in case I have to chug it.
Do you want the superior?
Yeah, give him the superior, because he got a lot of health. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you take the superior there.
That way, if like Mara and I are beating the hell out of something and one of us goes down, the other one can.
So I have 1 greater healing and 1 superior healing in my inventory.
All right, so you guys go to the ship. The rats are on the ship.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to use my deception to try to spin them the tale about them needing to be here. How important it is.
I'm going to help.
Okay. Go ahead and roll deception with advantage, and we'll have Beaker roll the insight.
I got a 25.
So the rats who trust you.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
He's got to twist that blade.
Right. That hurts bad.
Who trust you explicitly.
Implicitly.
Implicitly.
Explicitly.
They roll a natural 1 on their insight.
That makes perfect sense.
They had no chance to beat me. Yeah. It's like telling kids a lie, and you're like, "Oh, you really shouldn't believe this."
Yeah.
Of course, Santa Claus is real.
So your parents do love you.
Why that one?
So they go along with your plan. They understand what you're asking them to do and staying behind. If you would like to take Alembic and Amanira, you can take just those 2.
Can we take Beaker, Alembic, and Amanira?
Sure, absolutely. Yep. So Pestle and Mortar and Crucible stay behind, and they kind of decide to.
I want to give them a big rat hug.
They hug all of you.
I don't want to hug them. I lied to them.
And they go off to aid with reconstruction efforts, which they had done before in the city as well. And so they go off, and you have Alembic and Beaker and Almanira, who is a full-fledged person now, in the sense that all of her stats have been rolled. So eventually Abel's going to have to decide.
This may be the mission that Amanira decides what
her class is going to be.
Wants to do.
Yeah.
Whoa, cool.
I also like the idea of the rats maintaining a presence in Nuevia to sort of normalize their existence to the people. So that they're out helping the people and being seen. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I like it.
All right. But you board the ship and you take off, Alembic piloting. As you rise up into the air, you're approaching kind of the shield barrier that protects Nuevia flying here in the clouds. And then 4 smaller than your vessel kind of attack cruiser ships kind of fly up next to you on either side. And they kind of they wave over, and you recognize the Vipers, Abel, each with a skeleton crew of 5 members each. So there's 20 soldiers here, or airmen here, on these ships. And you set sail for the Profane Citadel.
Ah!
Now, it is about a day's worth of travel, and so you can make some choices about your arrival time. Would you like to arrive at night? Would you like to arrive during the day?
I think at night. What do you all think? That's just added cover and stealth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and if things go bad, we can kind of hunker down until the morning.
We all have some form of dark vision, or I think, yeah, at night.
Some form of dark vision. I'm like, what? Hello?
Oh, no.
I'm a half-orc. I don't think they get dark vision.
Do we have dark vision, Kaimana?
No, I don't get dark vision.
I don't think so.
No, wait, you do get dark vision. Hell yeah, it's only 60 feet.
I
But...
don't think Lutrinians do.
I think we do.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Let me tell
okay,
you.
we
just a
do
sec.
have some dark vision.
Yeah, we do.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
So everyone has dark
Okay,
vision.
we do
It's
have
good.
a little bit. Everyone's got a little bit of it.
If I give,
No, never mind. Never mind.
oh man, remember the goggles that I like have all these different specs on?
Yeah.
I can switch between.
Yep.
Can I give them to Shuri? 'Cause I think right now they're spec'd out to be able to see veil tethers.
hmm
Do they
But can I
require?
switch them?
They don't require it to.
They-
be.
Oh,
No, I don't think they do.
if you would like, but you might be better off with them, perhaps.
I mean, I want you to be able to. I'll give them to you at least on our initial approach into the city.
Does it give you more than 60 feet of dark vision?
I think it's 60 feet of dark vision.
It's just
I
60
have
feet,
that.
yeah.
Don't worry. I checked.
Oh,
I
you
do
do?
have
Okay.
60 feet of dark vision.
Yeah, so I think
Okay.
everybody
All right.
except for Abel has dark vision naturally. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And if that is the case, but I just use a non-CNR telepathic bond.
All right. So you you kind of slow the ship's arrival so that you're not arriving the next morning, but instead kind of slowing and arriving after sunset on the following day.
Do we want to cast Haimana's spell before we take a long rest? So your 7th level isn't used up?
What's the duration?
It's
10 days.
10 days, but you have to be within a mile of the city to cover the distance between where the ship would be in the city.
Oh, I will though. When we're a day out, I'll try to send to Souris to see if he's conscious.
Okay, so as the next morning, or do you want to do it before you take your long rest that night?
I'll do it whenever. I think a day out's better because we can see if he's his most current state. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So before we sleep to go into the city.
So before you take your long rest, because I guess you guys will want to sleep during the day, so that you are not running into exhaustion the night before. So you send out I need you to roll a d20 and add your charisma modifier.
And your chaos.
Well, we'll roll that in a second. But I rolled an 18.
An 18. Okay, good. What do you send?
I sent Souris. We're coming as soon as possible. Well, I mean, what do you want to say? Souris, can you tell me anything about
her?
Okay, so we would have discussed what I would say, I guess.
Yeah.
I say, Souris, can you tell us anything about where you are right now?
Okay.
Any details at all? Are you okay?
You send the message out, and it feels like pushing through miles and miles of thick cotton and sand as you're trying to force this spell through. You take 27 points of psychic damage.
Oh, shit! Holy fuck!
Glad you did it the day before.
Yeah.
And all that you get back in return, it's like Souris trying to return the message to you that he only heard part of your message and you only hear part in return, is 2 dead, 3 more. Probably 2 days. And that's all you get.
What does that mean?
Dragons.
Oh my god. And 2 days left. Oh.
He did 3 more. So he killed 2 of the dragons by himself?
There's
Oh, no.
No, there's 3 more dragons left to sacrifice before this thing is
We're talking about the ritual itself.
Yeah, so he killed
Well, he's pulling
2
the
dragons
souls from-
because he's killing the to power up his shit. So he killed 2.
okay.
There's 3 more, and there's
I forgot
probably
about that part.
2 days left, which is good. We left when we did.
Yeah.
Can
Yes.
I roll Arcana about this weird fuckery when I was casting? Like,
Yeah.
do I get the sense of what that
Can I
was?
help as if Jury describes to me what they were feeling?
Yes, you can roll with advantage, Jury.
I got a 14.
So you aren't sure exactly, but you get the sense that there was some kind of spell interference happening, and not any that you're familiar with, but probably with your knowledge and Abel's assistance, that Ahriman is tapped into this like runic magic that is not exactly understood by everybody, and that he might be empowering his own protections using that runic magic.
Okay.
You know, if he's sacrificing dragons, if they're not all on location where the sacrifice is happening, because
But he's got them there, I think.
right, but if he's like bringing them on and bleeding them out on the rune to activate it, if we off one of them before he can get it into that room,
it won't be as powerful. Yeah,
we could throw him off. So that's another possible
we have
thing
another
to do.
Very
another
true.
approach.
And
Yeah.
Kakao
Good
gets to fight a
idea.
dragon.
Don't worry, buddy. We're
Did
going
I
to
do
get you a
cool?
dragon to fight.
Josh, what level is Beaker?
4.
3. Oh, 4. Oh, yeah, the rest
Beaker's
are 3.
4, the others are 3.
And what cleric are they?
Light domain.
Cool. Can I talk to him?
Yeah.
Hey, Beaker, thank you so much for coming with us on.
Yeah, I mean, got to do whatever I can to help find Souris, so...
You could actually help us a lot before we go try to get Souris. I think you know how to cast Aid.
Yeah.
Before we all go, if you could cast it on us, that would be a big help.
Before you guys leave the ship, I'll make sure I do.
Great. Thank you very much, Abel. Excuse me.
Beaker.
Beaker.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
All right. So we'll go ahead and do Beaker's aid. You each gain 5 temporary hit points.
Beautiful. Thank you, Beaks.
5 temp HP.
No, it's
And
a
I,
5. It's 5 hit point max. Those aren't temp points.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
Your hit point maximum is increased to 10 or by 5 for the next 8 hours or whatever it is. Yeah.
Sweet.
Ooh. Before we
One of the
reach
best
this-
spells in Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, I severely underutilized it when I was playing a cleric, and I was like, wow, I can't believe I neglected
Yeah.
this spell this long.
So he will cast that right before you all leave the ship. So you'll have 8 hours from the moment you've left the ship before that spell goes away.
Before we reach the Citadel, and we activate the cloud cover for the
Can I
something
ask?
ticket.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can I ask one question?
Yep.
Also, the Cocoa. What is your initiative like?
The Kakao is spry for a man of his age, for a Latrinian of his age.
Okay, so that means I'm going to continue to cast Gift of Alacrity on Mar.
Okay. So Mar has Gift of Alacrity.
And then do you want me to re-roll my chaoticness, or do you want to go with this chaotic?
So it would be the next day.
And we should have rolled if something happened with that sending, I guess.
Yes. So sending is a 3rd level spell.
Yeah, so it would have gone off.
So yes. So go ahead and roll the d20.
Oh boy.
I got an 8.
You're good.
Okay. And so I'm fine to stay chaotic, or I can re-roll, whatever you want me to. Roll a d10.
Yep. Roll a d10.
I got a 5. All right, we've
Okay.
chilled a
So
little.
you're chilled down a little. You're semi-inert. So you're not. Yeah.
Since we
So
are gonna do
just from the sense of your perspective, Jury,
Yes.
you'll always roll at when you cast a 7th level, 6th level, or 5th level spell, and then it goes down from there. So
Okay.
You won't roll for cantrips or first level spells.
Got you. Very important. Thank you. All right, what were you saying, Atwood?
I was gonna say if we are actually gonna get in a long rest, I was wondering if I could try to find a gem encrusted bowl worth 1,000 gold pieces at the in Nuevia, so I can get us hero's feast before the mission.
Ooh.
So, I mean, yeah.
I'm sure that's something we could find in the palace.
So, yeah, that would be something that they could give you in Nuevia. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because that's basically aid, but 2d10.
Well, so I think the ones from Heroes Feast are temporary hit points.
I'm reading it right now. Hang on. A creature that partakes of the feast gains several benefits. Cured of all diseases and poison. You are immune to poison and being frightened. Make all wisdom and saving throws with advantage. Hit point maximum increases by 2d10.
Oh, hit point maximum. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And gains the same number of hit points. They last for 24 hours.
Damn.
Yeah, it's good, but it's just expensive as shit.
Yeah, so you get to use it once. So if you want to do it going in, or that's up to you.
I will cast it right before we all go to bed that night, so I get that spell slot back because it is 6th level. And then so the next morning we're gonna have all these until for 24 hours or for 18, however long the long rest is.
Let me just double check. And since they're not temporary hit points, aid and hero's feast stack.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Sick. How many are you gonna roll that?
Yeah, do you want me to roll that, Josh?
Yeah, go ahead and roll your 2d10.
$13, so a total of 18.
Yeah, so you guys have 18 temporary hit points.
Sick.
5 of those will expire in 8 hours. The other 13 will expire in like 12. Like, well, because you're sleeping, so it'll be like 16 hours. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. And don't forget, we're also immune to
being frightened.
Poison and frightened.
Which, when you're going to fight potential dragons, being immune to frightened is huge. So,
yeah.
All right. How can I mark that on my...
So, in order to... You have to actually, I think, temporarily adjust your maximum hit points.
There's a thing for it. If you go in, it says max HP modifier. You can just add it there, and then you could take that away.
You just have to remember to remove it when the spell goes away.
Yep, and then you've got your temp HP, which is another thing you can add the other in. So it'll take from the temp first.
And I will do that for Jace, so they got that.
Before we do anything else, do you mind if I go pee?
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a 5-minute break, and then we'll do the assault on Nuevia, and then see where that lands by 9:30.
Assault on the Citadel?
Or sorry, assault on Nuevia. Yes, the Citadel.
The plan has changed drastically.
All right, so see you in 5.
Thank you, 5.
Yep.
You have temp HP too?
All right. So your night goes. Kaimana prepares you all a delectable feast that you partake in, and you gain the benefits of Hero's Feast for the next 24 hours.
It is literally a table of Northwick buns. Like
just a variety.
It's a variety of Northwick
so
buns.
authentic.
Yeah.
Magically.
Okay, yeah, it is. But it's not like just normal Northwick buns. This is like how Kaimana perceives Northwick buns. Like, so there's like they glisten more. Yeah.
They're savory and sweet.
They're shaped like shells.
So. All right. But you kind of do that in the morning, and then you all take your long rest during the day. And as you awake the night before, or the night of, you kind of all wake up before sunset, as Alembic lets you know that on the horizon, the first signs of the Cloud City are there. And you've all seen the Cloud City from a distance before, so when you're coming up on to the deck of the ship, you can see the kind of roiling reddish mass of clouds with lightning coursing through the lower sections of it off in the distance. And
I want to ask Beaker before we get, so we know where kind of the cloud city is located, make sure we activate the cloaking cloud and have the Vipers fly as close to the something ticket as possible. So we have to be within a mile to do Kamana spell, right?
Yeah.
So that way we still have cover before we get into range for Kamana spell to take
the
effect.
fog spell only covers the something ticket this way comes. So even if they stay close, the best bet
if they land on, are they small enough to land?
Not small enough to
our deck?
land on the ship.
But they could tuck in behind us.
They could tuck behind, and that would hide them a little bit. Yeah. So you go single file to hide your numbers, and you activate the fog spell. So what I will need for the something ticket this way comes is a stealth check with advantage, and you will add 3 to the roll.
All right, Abel, should you roll it?
Sure, I'll roll it.
Yeah.
I've already got 2d20 here, so. And add a 3. It's
Add
okay,
3.
Sully. I know. I'm nervous about this roll too. Still, Sully came over to investigate. Okay, an 8 and a 19. 21.
Okay. So you activate the fog mechanism. The Vipers kind of slide behind the ship, hiding kind of 2 by 2 behind you. They don't have full cover, but they do gain the benefits, at least for a little while, of being kind of in your sight lines with the city. Do you want to approach head on from a height? How are you approaching the city?
So something I was thinking of doing, Josh, just to give us something to play with, is when I cast the spell.
Yeah.
I want to raise the sea level. The height of the something ticket this way comes.
So the sea is several thousands of feet below you.
Right, but I'm saying if we have to duck down to the ocean, what I want to do is fly the ticket something ticket this way comes perceivably into the ocean, but instead we're actually in between an illusory ocean and the actual physical ocean.
Hold on, let me check.
I like the perspective of
So low-level clouds are about 7,000 feet above the ground. This is not a low.
Okay.
I mean, so the cloud city is flying probably 7,000 or 8,000 feet above the sea. So you wouldn't have
No, nothing that pertains to right now. I'm saying if we have to cut and run later,
okay.
we can just
You can
dive
change it
straight
later.
down to the ocean, and instead of landing on the ocean being visible, we're going to actually go below the illusory ocean layer.
Okay, cool. But that's that's not your current plan is not
that's not what we're doing.
to make the
was just already
illusory
thinking ahead.
terrain look like the ocean at 7,000 feet. Okay, cool.
Baby.
right.
Yeah.
All right. So you're approaching, and for it's kind of like this like you're slowly approaching so that your ship doesn't look like a zooming cloud through the sky. You're trying to make it look just like a drifting cloud, and just kind of slowly rolling over the horizon as the city gets closer and closer to you as you're approaching. About 3 miles.
We want to come in from underneath the city because
Do you want to come in from underneath? Okay.
we don't want, even if we go invisible, if they have some way of detecting us, we don't want to be seen coming out of the cloud structure. Does that make sense? So I think we want to make this cloud structure look as, as unsuspecting as possible. So if we're coming,
So basically, come in a little bit low on the port bow side, and then
we
we
can
pop
go
up right
to
over
the
to drop off through the empty. the damage.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're approaching low, and then when you get closer, you're going to come up. Okay, cool. So you the ship slowly drifts down a little bit as the city gets closer and closer. You are about 2 miles away from the city when you see the first kind of patrolling shadowy figures against the city structure, as you see kind of what appears from this distance to be swarms of large winged creatures, not quite dragon size, but
like drakes or something.
Yeah, drakes or wyverns. That they're kind of
swarms.
That are kind of going back and forth along the city structure. You see that there is as you get closer, from this angle, it's difficult to see some of the structures that are on the city proper, but you do see a few of these towers sticking up from the city, and these are these massive, probably 300 or 400 foot tall towers that have a rotating kind of orb at the top of them that are gleaming with energy. And go ahead and make a perception check, Abel.
Oh, sure.
Oh.
That's like Abel probably was going to pull out his notebook and take notes on the design of these runic towers, these defense towers. Oh no, I missed my rolling thingy. Oh, that's 16 plus something. Hold on.
Ooh.
Perception an 18.
18. So you see that a lot of the force is kind of at the southern tip of the city, and you know that that's like the main gate entrance to the city. There's 2 tall towers there, and you see a lot of those kind of swarms of creatures flying around there. And then they're spaced out from that, going around this side that you can see several other towers. You see that they've got those rotating orbs and occasionally are kind of crackling with energy, and they're moving. What you notice is that the tower that you were informed was defunct seems to have been repaired.
These sons of bitches.
Fuck.
That was our first luck check.
Shit.
All right, it's fine. No plan survives first encounter with the enemy. Looking at our map, we see another point of entry that would help to
Well, they're all going to be about the same.
block our entrance.
Yeah, the towers are spaced in such a way that there's pretty much guard from all sides.
Perhaps if we cast invisibility, we can make our way to the.
Yeah, if they're based on sight.
Well,
True.
yeah. So right now you're under the effects of the fog.
We can gamble and try to get up on this tower. And
Where's
see.
the bottom of this structure? Are there any landing pads or anything like that on the bottom, or is it just like stone solid?
So the bottom of the city, from where the angle that you're looking at, it looks just like a roiling mass of clouds. There's a couple points where like inverted mountain peaks are jutting down out of the mountain, but there's no like loading docks or landing pads there, and you can't see from this distance if there's any caverns or things in those mountains.
So perhaps we make the cloud illusion go under the city, and then we can take the carpet and investigate entrances underneath. I could try to dispel magic one of the towers.
I mean, if we think there would be an entrance underneath.
I don't think a dispel magic's going to take out one of the towers. There's that thing on the backside that's like the hole that says to the underarch. What exactly is that?
What Yara had told you was that was one of the 5 dragons at that point who was part of the prismatic array. was Quillian, who's like a earth dragon, and that he had dug down into the mountainous structure of the city and established his lair there. And the underarch is like the mountainous structure that the city kind of rests on, that's surrounded by the clouds. That his lair is in that mess of mountainous structure.
And we have shape stone.
That only does like a little bit, right? I mean, you're talking about like tunneling all the way up. Like, I don't know if we have a way to tunnel up through an island.
It's all stone, Josh?
No, it's mountain.
From what you can see from this distance, yeah, it's all stone.
Oh, okay.
There's no dirt anywhere?
There might be dirt. You can't see the top of the island, so there might be dirt up there, but from this angle, you guys are seeing kind of the underside of the cloud city, and it's a roiling mass of clouds with occasionally these like mountain juts out of it that's supporting the larger bulk of whatever land is surrounded by these clouds.
Yeah, transmute rock is only going to be a 40-foot cube. Then aside from that, all I've got is mold earth, which is fast, but it needs to be dirt. Wait. No, I take it back. You choose a portion of dirt or stone.
It can be stone, yeah.
Within range with a 5-foot cube. So 1 action, 30 feet range, 5 cubic feet. So, I don't know, we could tunnel.
Why don't we come in and basically skim under the bottom of this thing and see if we can find if there are any like bottom maintenance access panels or not. And worst case, we go under the thing and then pop up on the back side, magic carpet up and land on the back side and try and come in by the
hatchery.
By the hatchery, like between the hatchery and Quillian's lair.
Yeah, like a loading dock, place they take deliveries.
Their DoorDash spot.
Yeah.
We can at least see, any weaknesses.
To me, if I'm in a flying city, I would think they would need something on the bottom to make sure they're not getting attacked from something like basically they fly over and it comes straight up. There would need to be some kind of defensive ring or observation deck or something, or a place where they can drop bombs from.
Maybe, but I mean, I think I was about to say, I think we just go on, but we need to see. There's no harm in just looking.
Okay, so you guys are kind of diving down and flying underneath the city?
Exploring underneath.
Okay.
Yes. And then are we going to get on the magic carpet and try to explore ourselves, or just stay on the ships?
Stay on the ship.
While we
for now, because we can cover more distance, because we're going to have to investigate quite a lot of space if we're looking for something, right?
Okay. And I'm sure we have
the
like a
magic
telescope
carpet
or something
rolled out and standing by, and us pretty much queued up on it, so that we can, if we see something, we can lift and go.
Yeah.
So who has a very good perception?
I mean, mine's not bad, but I feel like someone's
Just a
better.
lookout.
I'm +7.
I'm +10.
All right, the cocoa.
Yeah.
Kaimana's is better.
Oh, all right.
The cocoa will help Kaimana.
Sure.
The Kaimana.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then can we just say we're looking for any like openings, hatches, or maybe places where there's a deep like crevice where we think we could burrow up towards? I don't know.
Yep.
Any type of opening or something we can exploit to get up into the city.
Sure.
All right, so I can roll with advantage.
Yes, go ahead and roll with advantage.
Good thing.
Because you figure we're used to navigating in bad weather and looking through fog and stuff, so.
28.
28. So as you kind of approach, you pass that kind of mile marker of the city, and then you dive down a little bit deeper so that you're flying underneath. And
periscope coming out the top of the cloud.
And that is a fair point, is that you are surrounded by fog. But you the vipers kind of slide in behind you and are kind of trying to use you as a break.
Cast the illusion by now, right?
No, because that takes 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as we get within a mile, I'm going to set it off.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So you're casting the illusion underneath the city.
It's a 1 mile sphere, like.
Right. So you're casting underneath the city where you are.
No, when we're within a mile of the city, he's going to cast it so the city is sailing into it, and then we'll be in the middle of it by the time we're passing underneath the city.
Okay, so you are about a mile away now. So if Kaimana wants to take the 10 minutes to do that, Kaimana can't be doing the perception check.
Okay. We're gonna hold back.
Annie cannot help on the perception check.
I was gonna say, if we didn't,
we've made it with the cloud. We've made it this far with the cloud, so let's just hold off on the casting and then see if we can find a way in.
Well, I was gonna say just hold off at the 1 mile at the back for the spell to go off and then move in closer.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
So yeah, we're gonna.
Okay, so you stall. So instead of going under you're stalling the ship to cast the spell. Okay.
Yeah.
So the ship kind of stalls. The vipers kind of slide in around you.
Every time you say Viper, I'm thinking of Battlestar
Galactica.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That's not where that comes from at all.
No, I love it because I'm just. It's like this is yeah.
All right. So a little bit kind of below the city line, a mile back. The city's not moving very fast. It's not like it's kind of still over the Azalor area. So it's drifting slowly in your direction. And so you begin to cast the 10 minutes of the spell.
Mm-hmm.
The vipers are kind of just gently resting there as you cast. 4 minutes go by. 5 minutes goes by. 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh.
In about 9 minutes and 30 seconds.
No.
You see a larger shadow falling over the city and diving down in the direction of the vipers, which did not avoid detection. You have 30 seconds to either allow the vipers to remain around you or tell them to scatter and cause their diversion.
Scatter.
Okay.
Have to scatter.
So you send out the message, and the vipers very quickly jet off and go off in 4 different directions. And you see this shadow as it appears in the night sky and dives down, blotting out the stars above it. You see this blue dragon who you've previously seen attacking Nuevia with a squadron of wyverns at its tail with draconids on its back, diving after and down after towards the vipers. It doesn't seem aware that this cloud here is out of place among the other small drifting clouds in the area, so that the something ticket this way comes is not yet lost the realm of surprise.
This is actually brilliant because they're going to think they were using this cloud as cover.
So you see the vipers kind of peel off, and 3 of them kind of go off in one direction, another one goes, and you can see that brine is targeting down at this one straggler, and you see it kind of fly up above the city line and coasting towards the city, just as a massive burst of energy from brine slams into the underside of this vessel, and you see it like careen in the air and then sail off down towards the city. I need a luck check. You want to roll high.
Are you rolling it, Ronnie?
It's for the Nuevians, so this would be...
All right, Ronnie, you should roll it, I
Can
think.
I use my flash of genius?
No, just a luck check.
It's too far away.
You want high.
Woo!
Had to say a quick little Nuevian prayer.
Oh, God.
Jesus. We can't lose. These are 5 souls, you guys.
5 Nuevians.
On this shit. Oh. I'm scared to throw it.
You got it.
15?
15. So as the vessel is kind of lifted up by this blast of icy cold water from brine, and you see it begin to tumble, you watch as 5 people jump off of the vessel and begin to fall and activate jetpacks on their back, because it is Noavian technology, and they fly off in the direction of one of the other Vipers. But you all watch as this Viper careens through the air and slams into one of the towers at the edge of the city. And Abel, from this distance, you see the tower like crumble and the ball fall off and fall into the air and fall past the ship. One of the towers was deactivated.
All right, y'all, that's our in. We gotta go for it.
The other
Was Kamana able to finish his illusionary spell?
we're at like 15 seconds. The other 3 Vipers are shooting off away from you. Brian is chasing after them. They are very fast. They're about as fast as a dragon. So they are flying as quickly away from him as possible and guiding him away. You see these little jetpack, like one at a time, like catch one of those other ships. And you think that you're not sure if all 5, but at least a few of the men on that ship were able to get onto other ships. Or women. The sailors on those ships. But they're being led away, and Brine and this attack force of guards are going that direction, just as Kaimana's spell goes into effect.
As soon as the spell, I said we go. We hop on. Maybe cast invisibility. Can we turn the thing itself invisible? The carpet invisible, or no?
No, it's
No.
just gonna be the people.
But you're in a mile wide. I assume, Kaimana, you've made this to look like the clouds of the city itself. So it's just more roiling red cloud. So you have this cloud cover that you can fly through up to the city itself.
Yeah.
Oh yes. So
Okay.
I'd say we hop on that carpet and we head towards that down tower.
Okay. So you make your way up on the carpet. You tell Almanira and Alembic to stay within this illusion. They're at the kind of
And
they're at
keep
the
their
edge
magic
of,
used to a minimum.
yeah, they're at the edge of this illusion. And so you've got a mile of the illusion that goes right up to where that tower is. And you finally kind of break through, and you see the wreckage of the tower there beneath you. You see the crashed Noavian ship onto the side of it. You also see that there are ground forces and other enemies that have come to explore this area. And so with that in mind, I'm going to show you
Josh?
a map.
Well,
Josh?
let's see the map.
Yes.
As we're about to come out into the clear,
Yeah.
the Kakoa will grasp his necklace and say a prayer to Kaea, and the magic carpet will be covered by a thick cloud of fog 20 feet in all directions.
Okay. So as a cloud breaks out of there, we'll do some rolls with it next time. But in the event, so just so you can kind of see the layer. Oh, I've got blur screen
Not
on.
the
That's
blur.
always great. So you can't even
Put your
see.
hand in front of it and then pull the hand away.
Oh, no. It's blurred because I've got
The filter on.
the filter
Effect.
on. Hold on. There we go. So we've got a crashed Noavian ship on. So you're coming up onto this area. This is the site of the
Where's the
broken
ship?
tower.
Oh, there it is. Let's see it.
Yeah, it's crashed into the tower and it's there. So you're coming up into this. If the Draconids who are exploring this area see through a cloud bursting out of the illusion, then there may be a conflict here. Otherwise, that may lead to your breaking into the city unscathed. But with one Viper down, the other 3 being chased by Brine, you've made your landing on the Profane Citadel.
Oh my
What I'm thinking is
God.
with the cloud is we just basically hover and let the ship, the Profane Citadel, come like we're just a cloud, a small cumulus or whatever that has been there, that just it's staying in place, and we just
they're gonna roll
come out, and then we
down.
just drop
You
down.
could hover down in these areas here, absolutely. You see now that you're up above, that the structure is clearly built on rock. Like there's clearly rock in the clouds, but the clouds kind of roil up around. Oh, I forgot. Hold on. Let's see. Because it's the Profane Citadel, there's always lightning. So there we go.
Ooh. Whoa.
There you go. There's always lightning in the Profane Citadel.
Wow.
So
Let me pin this so I can
occasionally there's these large outcroppings of larger bits of rock where they've built these structures, and then everything else is girded together by pathways and bridges and roadways and things like that.
If we step off the pathway, we're going to fall to the cloud.
Well, there may be rock underneath the clouds. There may not be.
Oh,
it just depends on your luck. Kind of like whether you're kind of going off into one of the areas where there's just eddies of clouds coming up, or whether there's just open air beneath you. You don't know. But that's there. Because you can see in the back, there's kind of like the ship is resting on rock back there too. So it's all of the clouds are there. But we'll see how the stealth checks and the perception checks go at the start of the next round. But with the Profane Citadel there...
Should we be expecting any type of secondary explosion from like the overcharge or the jolt of the crash with the Zephyrsite crystal or anything?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Make a luck roll.
We'll see how that goes next week.
Do we want high or do we want low with that?
An explodey roll.
You always want high on a luck check.
Maybe. Be pretty lucky to take out some of those Draconated.
Rob,
as they
I can't
go
decide if this
investigate.
is the Guns of the Navarone or Where Eagles Dare or the Bridget Remagen. Like
I think Guns of Navarone is a good one.
I will say right now, actually, I'll go ahead and put it up with the actual enemy structure, because what have I done?
What have you done, Josh?
What have I done?
What have you done?
Oh, how do I stop that? Come back. Zoom.
You know what, guys? We made a pretty good plan. I'm pretty proud of it.
I think we'll
and it sort of worked so far.
I somehow accidentally minimized Zoom into nothing. Hold on. Here, I'll show you, because you may decide that like just getting the jump on these enemies would be better than
Sneaking.
not. So what you've got here are
Oh.
That's a lot of Draconids, man. Why are you still reaching for more pieces?
Because it's Josh.
So you've got a squadron of 6 Draconids. You immediately recognize one of them is a spellcaster. 2 of them are kind of 3 of them are kind of the beefier, like foot soldier guys, and then there's 2 of the leader guys, and then one of the leaders had come off of a wyvern that it was flying, and the wyvern is there as well. You fought Draconids before, many when you were much lower level, so it's up to you whether or not you want to try to skirt past this fight or take it on, but that is the scene that awaits you there.
Oof. Exciting.
Alrighty.
We made it. We're in the city.
Yep.
Hey,
So
give
first,
me the dynamite.
yeah,
With
all
the
like
good
that.
use for
That's
it
good.
right
That's
now.
good. That's good. That's a good view.
And you know what? A blue dragon didn't wreck our shit, so that's good.
And I've got I have to
Amen.
find my I have a thing that could be the flying carpet. What size flying carpet was it?
It was like 8 by 6, 10 by 6,
for a
something
10
like
by
that.
6. So 8 feet by 10 feet.
Whatever the standard. It seats like 8 people.
Oh, okay, yeah, so that's perfect. So I've got I'll have to put it on a riser, but I've got this, and so it'll be floating there. And so then you all will be on the flying carpet, and I'll put it up on a riser so you can kind of see where you all are. But all of you can fit on it. And so that'll be... Which direction do you want it coming in from? This way or...
Mine is the captain.
Let me think. Coming in from the direction of the Nuavian airship.
So this way over here? Or... So... just so the wall of the city goes this way. So it could be on this side of the map here. Or it could be on the back side over there, because the wall curves around that way.
Okay, the back side.
So you would have come in from the side from the broken tower? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, I'll set you up there. And then again, like, just because there's a map doesn't mean there's a fight. You guys can still get out of it if you decide to, or you could take on this initial force if you want to.
Hey,
it's up to you.
Abel. If we get you in close, could you rig that ship to explode more?
I'm sure I could figure something out.
I think that
explosions was the first thing I learned in my artificer career.
That might solve way more problems than it makes.
I'm sure I could rig something together.
Yeah, let's get you close to it.
Can we invisible him and let him jetpack over?
What's that sound?
Yeah, we can. I feel like we could chat when we have Jace.
Yeah,
so we probably want Jace looped in on like what we're doing from here on.
Yeah, I'll send you a picture of the map, so you kind of know where you are. Currently, like because you're coming in from the side, you're still like in the cloud structure. You're in that illusion structure. Where you're going to come out of it is once you cross over into where the tower is. So right now your fog spell just looks like part of that illusion structure. It's when you come out of it that they'll be like, wait a second, what's that cloud doing? They might be weirded out by that.
Some of it is red.
Well, yes, because your fog spell is not creating a red cloud. It's creating a regular cloud, but you guys are over here on the flying carpet. And everybody just fell off the flying carpet. So...
Yeah, we'll be able to try it in invisibility, but there will be wild magic involved, so that'll be interesting.
I have invisibility prepared. It's okay.
But invisibiling all of us.
Yeah, I can't do that. Isn't that greater invisibility, right?
Well, no, greater just means that if I hit someone, I continue to have invisibility. To give everyone invisibility, it would be like a 5th or 6th level spell.
There you go. So you guys are coming in from that side.
So it's going to be high level spell. And mind you, I do have subtle spell now, so I can cast things that have verbal components silently, which is sick, which I keep forgetting. I keep fucking forgetting. I have meta magic now, which is annoying. But yeah, we have meta magic to play with, which is fun. There's a bunch of stuff I can cast just fucking silently.
So, just as a random thing, remember with meta magic that if you only wanted to make 2 people invisible, you don't have to upcast the spell. You can just twin spell if you took that one.
I did not take twin. I took subtle, and I took subtle and quicken.
Okay, good. Yeah.
But like I said, if we're just cloud and we just drift out of it and we just we put the carpet in neutral and let the city just come underneath us and we just float like we're just innocent Mr. Cloud.
Well,
it's like,
where you're like, so you could probably maybe get away with that if you put the carpet over here and let the city move by you. The city is only moving like 2 miles an hour. It's moving very slowly. Yeah. The problem is that once you get into these cloud banks in the city itself, it would be very difficult to see if you're about to run into rock. Yeah. That's the only thing you want to be worried about there. Because... But
if we're also moving very, very slowly, we'll have time to react.
Yeah, so you could conceivably get down and go this way underneath this road and out that way. Kind conceivably, because like this is the one area here where this tower's built, where you know that there's rock structure underneath it. There's larger buildings off in the distance that you can see as well, but these towers are kind of out on the edge of the city, so it would be a gamble, but you could definitely try it.
We'll wait for Jace.
Yep.
Yeah, let's get Jason on the decision making from here on out. But yay, good stuff, guys. Good stuff.
Right.
Awesome.
We did it. We made a plan. We executed the plan. It went wrong, and we adjusted. We adapted.
But
Thank
the
you.
plan still, overall, is still the plan.
Yep.
Yeah, because I'll say, first luck check was whether or not they repaired the tower, which they did. The other 4 successful luck checks, there was supposed to, like, there's 3 dragons remaining. There could have been 3 dragons instead of just Brine. And so just having Brine after you, that was a luck.
Remind me, does Brine and the other, do they know that they're being sacrificed?
Yes.
And they're willingly allowing
They're like
themselves to be
brainwashed.
slaughtered?
Yeah, the
they're
prismatic
brainwashed.
array believe that
Well, now I feel bad for the dragons.
Yeah, the prismatic array have kind of dug into Ahriman's teachings, and they believe that because the gods are dead, the world needs gods, and so that it should be a dragon that becomes the new god, because the dragons deserve to rule. And they're okay because the prismatic array are all made of mortal dragons. They want to lift one of their kind up to the level of a god and bypass the Empyreans. So they're okay with it. But yeah,
if they're a god, they can always bring them back, maybe.
Yes, absolutely. And there were going to be 3 dragons, so that was a luck check that you avoided. The other thing was that one of the other luck checks was the number of people who were manning each tower area. And so this tower would have had double people managing it because it would have been in the process of being constructed. And so there would be more workers and more guards and more people there. But because of that luck check, you have a smaller source of resistance at this spot. And then the other luck checks are for things further into your initial jolt into the city. But those luck checks were good.
Yay.
Yay.
You guys can drop me off. I can
We got
rig
this.
some stuff up.
Or we could, depending on things, we could land on the rocks beneath that area. You could sneak around on the rocks, climb up into the tower.
Yeah. Use like the tower that's still standing as cover and kind of come in behind it.
Yeah, blow it up and take them out, and then we could end up climbing up onto the causeway.
That's a fireball.
I love fireball. I got big fireball.
Fireball early, fireball often.
Yeah.
I don't use it very
No,
often.
I did not ask how big the room was.
And Mana just jams a bean into like a potted plant and throws it over the side as they go by.
I'm also gonna link I finished my Vampire the Masquerade stuff, so I'm gonna put it in the chat as well. I sent it to Josh, but I was like, I should send it to everybody.
Cool.
This is just my little setting I built for it, so.
Sweet.
Yay. You can look
All
at
right.
Guys,
I need to
it's
go to
good
bed,
seeing
y'all.
you
Yes.
all.
Yes, it's so good seeing
Yep.
y'all. I
Good to
miss
see
y'all a
everybody.
lot. So
Yes, I miss this group